Hey, what's going on, guys? Fizz here. This video is just going to be kind of like my recap of day one of Atlas Invasion. I just finished up my day one push over on my Twitch stream. It was all live, so go check that out if you want to see this stuff live. But yeah, it was like I think 17 hours, a little bit under 17 and a half hours push for me. I actually I tried to like set my sleep schedule so I would wake up like right before league start. I failed in that. I was up for a good 7 hours before it started, which means at the time of this video, I've been up for like what, like 25 hours or something. Normally I would go like around like 20 to 24 hours for like a race event push if I'm actually trying to race. But I was pretty pooped. I didn't take pushing super seriously. I was mostly pretty casual about it. Obviously, like I played 17 hours, right? But I mean, like I wasn't like racing. I spent 2 hours at the league start, like in Act 1 and 2, fighting bosses and stuff, which is not something I originally planned on doing. So I guess first I'll go over like my Atlas Invasion impressions so far, and then I guess after that I'll go into the build that I've been playing and the rank wherever it is over here. I think over here. I'll go into all that stuff after. So Atlas Invasion, if you don't know, it's an event put on by GGG. It's the second to last event for the end of Scourge League, to retain player numbers, let's be honest. So I didn't really care about this event going in, to be honest. It seemed gimmicky at best. And I just had this new build that got just like kind of discovered right before Gauntlet, Detonate, Ignite. And if you know me, you know that I love like corpse skills. They're some of my favorite abilities. And I love DD. I play DD a lot. So I really wanted to try the new thing. I was too scared to commit to Gauntlet with it. But then obviously that was not the right move, considering it was like incredibly broken in Gauntlet. But I was like, okay, well then I'll wait for the next event and I'll play it in that. Next event being Atlas Invasion. Endless Heist does not count. So I've been waiting for a while to actually play this build, so I was super excited for this. Not necessarily for the event itself, but because of the build I wanted to play. However, starting off immediately, I was blown away. I was actually like having so much fun running through Act 1. My first big encounter, I think I was attacked by an Elder Guardian in Mudflats, Constrictor. And then from there, I killed Ziri in Act 2. And then after like the very beginning, I had so much fun in Act 1 and 2 killing stuff. I was like, I'm just gonna kill every boss I come across until I've killed them all. So that was kind of how I went about leveling. And I mean, it's funny because I was, in terms of ranking, I was rank 1 Inquisitor all the way through. And then about like 2 or 3 hours in, someone else caught up to me because I was killing everything, like all the bosses. And that guy and me we were neck and neck for like the next 7 hours or whatever. We were literally like less than 5% XP away from each other the whole time. And then he ended up ripping. I took like a 20 or 30 minute food break, came back, started pushing again, and he got like an entire level on me, and then he just died. So now I'm pretty much uncontested. Senizen is pushing behind me, but I have a very, very big lead on him, and then behind him there's not a whole lot in terms of people being even remotely close. Obviously I don't think this ladder is like super competitive. Like you have people like Himiko, Most Positive Man, Jung Roan was playing too. I mean, there's a lot of like fast people, but I think there was a big push for people to play hardcore trade amongst the really big streamers for this event. And on top of that, obviously Christmas Eve. So, but the events are fun, and pushing ladder is always fun. So it's fun to do. But in terms of the actual mechanic itself, I had a ton of fun while leveling with it. However, upon getting to maps, it seems apparent that the bosses don't drop their uniques. So I killed Elder 2 or 3 times, one in Act 8, and then a few times in maps. I've killed Shaper twice. I've killed every Shaper and Elder Guardian in maps. I've killed every Breach Lord, including Chiula, twice. I've not gotten any uniques. And at first I was like, okay, well, maybe it's because they're not at the right item level. Maybe like once I pass like zone level 75 or whatever it is for Breach Lords, I'll actually start getting uniques that match that Breach Lord. That did not happen. I was still getting random trash uniques. So it was pointed out to me relatively later on that you can vendor 3 of the same unique to get a random unique back. I only tested it once. It does work in this event. So I took 3 Wanderlust, vendored them, and got a Wanderlust. So take that how you will, I guess. That's the only one I've done. You definitely do get tons of repeat uniques because it's like every boss you kill, there's 5 in every map, and every boss you kill basically drops the same exact shit. That was definitely, I mean, once you get into maps, it's the gimmicky stuff I was scared of. A lot of them are honestly pretty rippy. Some are whatever. Some are incredibly rippy. Obviously, Shaper and Elder popping into mine there, and they just don't feel worth it, to be honest. It feels like it's an interesting, in terms of like the ladder race, it's really interesting because you have people who are pushing hard, and you just have like a bunch of extra hazards in every map. So it's made people rip a lot more often, I think. And past that, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. So my first time fighting Elder, I was in Solar's Temple in Act 8. And I'm running along this path. You know, like you have to walk through the doors and stuff. And so I don't know Elder's there, right? But my character gets into line of sight with Elder, who's still basically off my screen in another room. But I enter line of sight into Elder in the doorway, and all of a sudden I see a massive Elder ring that I am inside of. The damage component, not obviously the inside where you're safe. And I'm like, holy shit. So I immediately like shield charge away, I double flame dash, I'm like multiple screens away, right? And then I don't know, like obviously we've never fought Elder in something that wasn't a clean arena. There's like Maven and stuff, but that's still a clean arena. I don't know if I hadn't seen that and I wasn't in line of sight and that exploded, would I have died? I don't know. I wasn't about to test with my character, but that was weird. And then on top of that, the reason that I'm super paranoid about this now is directly after that, he followed me like 2 or 3 screens over. So he has like a massive aggro range, and Elder has the move where he will slowly swoop down on top of you, charge up, and then slam. Well, he did that to me, except he went to swoop in, and as soon as he started to swoop, I got slammed. There was no charge up. There was no, like, normally that Elder slam takes like 4 seconds to come out, 3 or 4 seconds at least. It's super telegraphed, because he comes down and then there's this big, you know, and he just, as soon as he was like right here, like flying in at me, I just, bam, like my whole HP bar exploded. At the time, I mean, Act 8, I probably had, because I also had energy shield as well. But at the time, yeah, I think maybe around like almost 4.1, 4.2k, maybe a little bit less than that, in terms of raw HP, and it took me down like 200. It almost straight killed me. So that was like super not cool. And since then I've been very paranoid about it. So there's been a few weird interactions, Elder being the biggest by far. So I don't know, like late game it seems kind of lame, to be honest. I have to mess around. Maybe like the unique trading system it's like super broken and weighted towards stupid stuff. I don't know, I've literally only done it once, but anecdotally I traded 3 Wanderlust for 1 Wanderlust, so far I'm not very impressed. Anywho, that's my initial impressions. You guys be sure to let me know if you're playing it and if you're having fun. I definitely do recommend, especially like playing hardcore for this event, and just at least doing like through the first 5 acts or something, because it is actually incredibly fun. Early game in Atlas Invasion was some of the most fun I've had in PoE in a long time. It was very, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just the novelty there didn't kind of stick around. Congrats, you just hit level 89. So yeah, moving on from that, I guess I mentioned it already, so I'll go into the rank and the laddering. I decided to, in the end, play Detonate Dead Inquisitor. I've talked about this a fair amount. It was either going to be Inquisitor or Necro. Last minute, I was pretty much resolved to going Necro, but last minute I swapped to Inquisitor. Mostly because Necro needs some stuff to get going, and in my mind, I was like, okay, it's definitely going to be way more damage, but as soon as I get Pious Path, I'm pretty much set on Inquisitor. I'm going to be way tankier, way sooner. And my damage is going to be a lot lower, but it's going to be more comfortable for the most part because, you know, Witch has a few hoops to really jump through before it starts feeling good. And I didn't want to deal with that when I was also getting, you know, like firing squatted and hit squatted by like random Shaper Guardians and stuff all over the place. So I don't regret my decision so far. It's been quite fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. And I'm excited to definitely push it further. It is a little awkward to play for sure. It's not exactly what I was expecting. I definitely do think playing it as Necro or Elementalist, I don't think you should ever play it as Elementalist in hardcore. But, you know, in softcore, Elementalist or Necro would probably feel better because you do get a lot more radius on the Detonate Dead in terms of clear. But I don't know. So far, it's been fun. It can be a little clunky sometimes because, like, with Ignite DD, obviously you're not running spell cascade and stuff because you can only have one Ignite, right? So you explode one corpse at a time. So when you're map clearing and you go through and you're exploding a corpse and you end up not exploding like one of your specters, but you explode like some random trash mob, your Ignite does no damage. I've often said that like playing DD is like Vol Detonate Dead waiting room. That's basically how it feels on bosses and stuff. Ignite DD is that times 1,000. Your Vol Detonate Dead is absolutely insane unethical damage, and then your normal DD is like actually pretty good damage when your EO's up if you're hitting your specters. But like I said before, you know, you're blowing up entire packs of monsters and stuff, and now your specters are mixed in, and your Desecrate obviously in a map is going to already have the monsters from the map filled in anyway. It's not like it's going to be all specters here, so it's a bunch of monsters that had died, a bunch of random monsters from the map in the Desecrate, and then a few of your specters. And if you don't hit your specter, you will noticeably do like no damage. It's pathetic. But that problem should get better the higher maps I go. Right now I'm in like high yellows, low reds. But obviously DD scales with monster health, so everything should, like, it's not ever gonna feel worse. It's going to feel mostly the same, potentially a little bit better, because the mods will get stronger, right? So things will get more and more life, which is just, you know, more damage for us. Yeah, the build's fine so far. It's pretty fun. I definitely do want to try it out as a Necro as well. Will it get nerfed? I don't know. It seems a little gimmicky. It definitely feels strong. It definitely feels really, really strong, but it is like a very, I would say almost clunky play style, especially compared to like Spellslinger VD DD and just plain self-casting DD. It definitely feels clunkier than that, but it is fun. If you like Detonate Dead or you like Ignite and stuff, it's probably going to be worth it to at least try out. It's very, very similar to my Elementalist Fireburst Vol Flame Blast build. It plays very similar to that, where it's kind of like you're mostly using, you pepper in some normal Flame Blast, and you're mostly using Fireburst to get enough like souls to use Vol Flame Blast, and that's where all the damage comes from. So basically, you could play my Elementalist Fireburst Vol Flame Blast build, except just use Detonate Dead instead with a few like changes to the tree or whatever, and it would be like the same build, but probably better because Vol Detonate Dead does so much damage. Anyway, past that, that's the build pretty much. Not a whole lot to go over. It's just like we're scaling corpse life, all sorts of stuff like that. Defensive layers. This is pretty much just Steel's gauntlet build. Like, I didn't theory craft any of this. I just yoinked his POV. But basically, you utilize Ghost Shrouds. Speaks for itself. You use Grace. You want to get spell suppression capped. So your spell suppression capped. You have Ghost Shrouds. You also have a decent amount of block chance with the base Inquisitor crazy regen on top of determination. Thank you, me. Got lost for a minute. On top of determination. Right now I'm using On's Heritage. It's just because it dropped and I didn't have any good shields. It's not the end game shield, but +2 max res is better for me right now than like the same amount of life with a little bit of res or something on it. Like the +2 max res right now is really good, especially since I don't have any endurance charge generation. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you guys want, I'll link the POB down below. It's not my POB, it's Steele's. So he has variants for both Inquisitor and Necro in there, and make sure you check the notes section. It's kind of like mine. It's not as in depth, but it'll give you a good idea of like why you might want to go Inquisitor over Necro or blah, blah, blah. It's got some nice basic tips there. But I'll link that down below if you guys want to follow that. Lastly, I guess, I don't know. I mean, the race was fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I might actually push for this race. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Obviously, it's a class race, so I have a massive buffer between anything else. But obviously, if I just stop playing at 85, I 100% get past and I don't get a demi. I don't really care about demis, but I might just, I don't know. This might be like my last final big push, something big to commit to before I kind of like wind down for the league and just kind of relax, maybe chill and do some cool stuff. Maybe I'll start like a new private league to play with the community. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, or something like that. Maybe I'll do like some variety gaming on my Twitch channel and maybe just do a few like guide centric things for the YouTube. Or you guys let me know what you're interested in, because this is the hardest part of PoE content for me, is when kind of like when the league's winding down. It's not right. I'm enjoying the event, but after this, for me personally, the league is going to be winding down, and it's weird because like a lot of the Twitch guys are cool with me kind of doing whatever on stream. They're really supportive, but that doesn't really translate over to YouTube. So for YouTube audience, what are you guys interested in? What do you want me to like fill the gaps with? When I'm not playing a whole lot of PoE. There's tons of leagues where I played the full 3 months, but I don't know if Scourge is going to be one of those for me. It's just, it really feels like we have already ended the league. It's so weird. They started the events and everything so early on that I don't know, man. It really feels like today I should have been sitting there at 3.17 launch pushing for that. That's like what it felt like timing wise to me. It didn't feel like I was doing some random side event almost a month out from the next league. You know what I mean? It felt like, okay, this is 317. This is hype. You know, this is what I've been waiting for. Like the time feels so skewed with Scourge because of the way it was handled and delivered. And Scourge has been such a weird league. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations of like content or yeah, just thoughts on my rant just now, please do let me know. I'm very curious. This is like one of the biggest like hurdles for me that I kind of am stumped when it comes to solving it myself. So if you guys have any insight, recommendations, advice, requests, whatever, feel free to throw them down below. And lastly, I know it's Christmas Eve. Those of you who don't know, I live in Hawaii. I do not have family here. I live with my fiance, but she's in med school. So, like, I mean, for me, holidays are kind of whatever, right? I'm like a world away from my family. She's usually super busy with stuff too. So I'm just going to be just the same thing tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming, hanging out with people over on Twitch. I will probably do a day 2 update video as well. And I probably by tomorrow, I will have decided if I actually want to like push for 100 or, you know, whatever I want to do with the build in the next update video. But excuse me if I've been a little ranty or anything. Like I said, I'd spend like 26 hours at this point. So I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, so far everything's fun. Happy holidays rather. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, wherever you happen to be. I hope you are enjoying yourself, either with your family or alone, or you know, whatever you're into. Feel free to you know, stop by the stream or join the Discord or anything if you want to like chat it up with other people. We definitely still, you know, we're still carrying on with PoE stuff over there, or like other games too. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy and stuff off stream. A lot of the build diary stuff, I've been like playing Final Fantasy off stream, and like I'm like leveling the build diary character while I'm in queue for dungeons of Final Fantasy. That's been my thing, but I'm like totally ranting now. Anyway, yeah, happy holidays, guys. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up definitely does help me out. If you didn't like it or whatever, feel free to thumbs down, and please do tell me like what you think I could do better in the comments. And then if you like the content that I've been pushing out, feel free to sub, because that definitely helps. Definitely gives me motivation that I'm doing something, you know, worth it. But big thanks to you guys. My goal was actually 500 subs by Christmas, and we're almost at 600. So, pog. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you a bunch if you made it this far. Yeah, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow in the next video, probably around almost 24 hours from when this gets uploaded. See you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.